Good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. This is Cuts by Dre, New Styles Mobile Barber, and I'm back in the building for another episode, another cut tutorial. Today we're going to be doing another cut tutorial on a medium mid ball fade on a dark skinned individual. This is for my Barber 101 series. Cuts are all different, man. You got all kind of different textures of haircuts. You got different color hair, different textures of hair. All cuts are not created the same. All cuts are not created equal. So a good barber, a thorough barber, need to know how to navigate between different haircuts. Need to be able to cut all type of haircuts, all type of blends as good as possible. So this tutorial right here and all of my tutorials, I try to diverse myself and give you a perspective of all types of hair, all types of races, all types of hair textures, whether it be coarse, whether it be thin, whether it be thick. That's what I'm trying to do, and I'm also trying to increase your speed. Normally my cuts or my tutorials, I would say, are in real time haircuts, so you can kind of gauge how long it takes to cut a hair. This time I'm gonna speed it up because I know a lot of people, they don't like to wait around 20 minutes to watch a whole video cut. So I'm gonna pretty much put this particular video on a little speed dial, I guess you could say. I'm gonna speed up most of it. I'll slow it down when I get to some important parts. But we're gonna jump right into this video. So right after my intro, we're gonna come back with a tutorial, Barber School 101, the mid fade, dark skin, ball haircut. All right, check me out on the other side of this intro.
Number one of my class.
All right, I'm starting this haircut off like I normally start all my haircuts. This is going to be a ball fade, kind of mid to low ball fade. I start my haircuts, I try to go around the bottom, starting about at the edge of the eyebrow, and I go around and I clean it up with my clipper all the way closed. It's probably, I guess you would say, a 0 on the clipper. That's not balding the customer yet. I never start my ball fades off with a ball edger or ball trimmer because I don't like to put that hard ball line in. By doing that, it helps you speed your time up. It helps you increase your efficiency and speed your time up in your haircuts. And right after I go around and I put that baseline on, then I'll come back with what I call my pre-shape up. This pre-shape up is where I actually shape up his hair, kind of a preliminary shape up. This is done so that I don't push the hairline back. I noticed in the past when I used to cut and I used to do the fade first and then come back with the shape up, all of that darkness is gone. All of the darkness that you see on the side, that'll all be faded out. So you have a tendency to push that hairline back if it's not dark. So by doing that pre-shape up, I kind of get to see where his hairline naturally should be, and I never push it back. And I also get to keep that darkness in, so that, I don't like to use highlights. You'll see at the end, so that hair will be dark around the vertical bars, the temple area. Try to keep that a little bit dark in the front so that you don't need to use highlights when you shape them up. Now I'm just bringing him down to the desired length. He wanted to pretty much wave length cut off, so I pretty much got a 1 guard on here, and I'm just bringing it all the way down, brushing and cutting with the grain. Then after that, I'll come back and I'll start my blend. Right here, I got my guard, my clipper all the way open, going up about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, setting in what you see another line, another line that I'm having to take out. So I pretty much will do that all the way around the client's head. I also like to do my clients, one side, I spin the client around and I start working on the other side. I never just fade one side of the hair completely, then turn them around and fade the other side. I'll just spin the chair around and do it pretty much all in one motion. That increases speed. Also, it gives your eyes a rest. You get to spin the client around, refocus your eyes so that you can focus in on your next task. Now I'm fading out that bottom line that I put in. That's no guard is on the clipper right there. I'm using my boost FXs, and I'm pretty much hitting that bottom line that I put in with the same clipper, using that flick of the motion to flicker the wrist, flicking that wrist out, taking out that bottom line, as you can see. Now I throw on my half guard. Because this top is kind of low, I can use that half guard or the number one guard. I prefer to use the half guard and usually use my lever back and forth to determine, where I want to go with it. And I pretty much gauge how much hair that I want to take off. Flip the Clyde around, doing the same thing on the other side of his head. Using that first guideline I put in, I'm coming up about a ½ inch. As you can see, it's not perfect, but it's a guideline there. Then I'll throw on that half guard again, and I'll flick that line out. Flicking the wrist, always flicking that wrist out. And as you can see, I'll also come down with the clipper as well. Same guard, just adjusting the lever. If you notice, if you put a half guard on, and that half guard is my favorite guard, because by adjusting the lever of that half guard, you can kind of go in between a 1 and about a OA, I guess you would say, a OA or a half of a 1. Right now, I'm still attacking that line, leaving it a little dark in the front, but attacking the line. Each time I pull my clipper back, you can't see it, but I often adjust the blade, bringing my blade, the lever on the clipper, either further back or pushing it further up, depending on what part of the hair I'm trying to attack, what dark areas that I'm trying to get out. Now, as you can see, the same clipper guard off. I'm just steadily attacking that line, doing pretty much what you see detail work. Detail work takes time. That's going to make the difference between your haircuts. That's going to make a good barber or a great barber. That's where it all falls in, your detail work. How much time do you put in your detail work? I schedule my appointments every 30 minutes. So I have about 30 minutes, not actually 30 minutes. I have about 20 to 25 minutes to complete a full haircut. So I like to do the bulk of the work within the first 10 minutes. And then the last 10 to 15 minutes is pretty much detailing, cleaning up that haircut, getting out any dark areas, any dark spots that I might see, that I'm not satisfied, that I'm not happy with. And as you can see here, I'm still hitting it. I'm still attacking it. I haven't even balled him yet. I haven't even put that ball edger on him yet, because that's something I do at the end. Not creating another line, but just hitting him at the bottom, stroking him up, and you'll see that a little bit later. I'm still attacking this haircut. Getting that now this is where you see I'm coming in with the actual edger. Now I'm balling them up. As you can see, I'm not creating another line. I'm hitting him at the bottom, getting it balled around the bottom, and not creating another line to actually fade out. Now, back to the detail work. Like I said, that detail work is very important. I'm just hitting my screen over here to see how much time I got left in this cut, since I am speeding it up. But you can see here, man, I'm attacking it up a little bit higher. The higher I go up, I'll probably throw on a 1 guard now. That's probably a 1 guard. I wish I could slow it down just a little bit there, but yeah, that was a 1 guard that I had on. I'm back off now to just the clipper, no guard. Just attacking, doing a lot of detail work, hitting some of those dark spots, trying to take them out, methodically, just going around the head, hitting all those spots, man. That's what's going to make or break a haircut, man. The detailing work is very important. That's what's going to take the most time in all of your haircuts. So once you get that foundation laid, try to give yourself at least 15 minutes of detailing. Detailing meaning smoothing out that haircut, smoothing out that fade, smoothing out that blend, doing whatever it is, hitting those spots, methodically with your clippers, taking off a guard, putting on a guard. Now I'm hitting him with the final hairline. Using the guide of my first hairline, I'm going around and I'm just using that same guideline, not to push his hairline back, and pretty much doing the final shape up here. Shaping him up the back as well. Even though his hair is bald, I always still shape up around the back of the neck. That way, when the hair starts growing back the following day, couple 3 days later, it'll grow back with the hairline there. It'll be some type of foundation there. So, the customer still look good as long as his haircut can. Because, a fresh haircut only lasts for a day. A fresh haircut. Because the hair starts to grow back immediately. So, you want to act like he got some hair on the back of his head. Still give him a shape up, even though you're doing a bald fade. Because by giving him that shape up, you're actually training the hair. And you're actually training the head to actually grow back with that line. As you can see, I'm still doing detail work around them. Once you put that shape up on, you can actually see the haircut a little bit better. You can actually see what other spots that you might need to hit. Towards the end of my cut, this is what I call my powder line. This is pretty much a cosmetic thing, but it also lifts the hairs up on the forehead. Hairs that you couldn't see, that powder hits it and allows you to see a lot of those hairs on the forehead that you miss. So it allows me to get those too. And it allows me to see the hairline a little bit better too, And for cosmetic reasons, some people use like a pencil. I use the powder line. I like to use the powder line because I can just brush it off to any degree I want to. The pencils are kind of hard. Once you put them pencils on, you can't really brush those off. But the powder line, as you can see, once I put it on, I dust off most of it with a duster. Then I'll come back with my clippers. I'll spray the clippers a little bit, get them a little bit wet, and then I'll go over the powder line just to clean up some of the excess off, get it as close to the edge as possible, kind of making it look like it was actually a pencil or chalk line. Then I'll even dust off the rest of that, and you'll only see at the very end a real faint, slight, little kind of like an ash line going around the customer head. It allows for that fresh, out of the barber shop look. Some people might be like, well, why are you doing that? Well, you only get that fresh, out of the barber shop look one time. That's something that you get one time. Once you go home, you wash your hair, you do whatever it is you got to do. You only get that one time. So this here, I'm finishing them up with the shears, man. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I sped this one up. Please subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Kind of sped this one up so it wouldn't take too long so you can get right into this cut. At the very end, I hit him with some oil sheen and see if he likes the job. And there you go. That's the finished product right there. So there you go, y'all. New Styles Mobile Barber, cuts by Dre. This was my 101 tutorial on my medium bald fade on a dark-skinned individual. Definitely like, definitely subscribe, and definitely check me out on my next video. Thanks a lot. Peace.